Hey guys, welcome back to Sonic Adventure Extra. Welcome to the last video of the Sonic Adventure Extra, and in this final video I'm going to focus more on mods. So I'm sure a lot of you probably know by now, but I've been using mods ever since the very beginning of this Let's Play. Actually, I've been using mods ever since part 1 of the Sonic story. So I've been using mods since the very beginning. Mainly only just aesthetic kind of mods, like, you know, Dreamcast conversion, the lighting engine, just all the mods to make the game look and feel more like the Dreamcast version, with of course a few little things from the GameCube version, like, you know, missions and stuff, but mainly just mods to make the game look and feel more like the original Dreamcast version, which I think is the better look and feel of the game overall. So again, I've been using mods very minimally, and, you know, waiting for the post game to show all of the other mods, like, you know, show what the mods can do, like for example the, you know, turning off character hitboxes, making so you can have infinite rings, infinite time, making so you can't get hit, invincibility, just stuff like that. I was trying to wait for the post game to do stuff like that, and I have been using that during the trials and mission mode, as you've probably seen. But in this since this is the last video of the entire series, I thought I might as well just show you just how crazy the mods can be, just the potential they kind of have, and how easy they can make the game, and why I waited so long before showing them, just since it is the last one. So this video is going to be everything mod related, so from an example of a few mods that I have not shown, some of the things that mods can do, maybe a couple things here and there, like the like cut Dreamcast DLC perhaps, I don't know. But yeah, in this video I'm just going to show everything mod related. So I'm possibly going to show a little tutorial on how to install mods and get mods working for those who are new, as I think I may have teased at that in the beginning of this, perhaps, maybe. But yeah, I'm probably going to have a brief tutorial on how to install mods and get them working. About the mod manager and how that works, as well as a few examples of some of the more ridiculous mods. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the video. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you a quick little tutorial on how to actually find and install mods. It's a very simple process. It's really easy once you know how to do it. So basically, first, what you're going to want to do is you want to go onto a mods site where you can get mods for games. I'm using Game Banana just because it's the only one I know. But there are probably others, but Game Banana is the one that I use. So basically, first you want to go searching in your game mod browser of choice. Again, Game Banana for me. It's not just Sonic Adventure, you can get other mods here for other games as well, but anyway, go to Sonic Adventure, the Sonic Adventure section, and then look for your mod of choice. In which case, for this example, I'm going to go with SADX Chow Gameplay. So basically, find your mod of choice, and then click on it. Give it a second to load, it might take a sec. So yeah, basically, have a little look at the mod, you know, look it over. So like, look over the mod, read a little bit about it if you want. Look over the pictures and stuff, just to get a better idea if you really want it or not. So yeah, look over the mod, read a little bit about it. You know, a little bit more about it to see if it's what you really want. And once you've decided that you want this mod, then after that, there's a few. Okay, so firstly, then you want to go to download it. So obviously the installation is very simple, really. I've done it plenty of times, so I know what I'm doing. So there's a couple of things you're going to want. So first, you're going to want to need the mod manager. I don't know if this The mod manager has recently had a new version, so I don't know whether this is the new version or the outdated version. I don't really know, but either way, you're going to want to find the mod manager. Unfortunately, the link in my description is a little out of date because a lot of my video descriptions are just copy and paste from previous videos and change a few things around, and I've not had time to really update the new mod manager link. But if you look enough, you should be able to find it with relative ease. But basically, make sure you've got the mod manager. So make sure you've got the mod manager. Make sure that's installed and working. Again, I don't really know how. It's pretty simple. If you look for it, you should find a tutorial on how to install it easy enough. You don't really need me for all that. It should be pretty simple either way. But make sure you've got the mod manager, and then go to the manual download to download the mod. So download it, and yeah, just download it, and that'll take a few minutes. That'll take a few minutes, and just. So yeah, just let that do its thing. Let it download, and then go into your folder where everything goes. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do next is you're gonna want either 7-zip or WinRAR because because it's most likely gonna download like in a zip file, and you're gonna want to unzip that. So you want to right click with the mouse, and then you want to, so with WinRAR, 7-zip or WinRAR, I'm using WinRAR personally. So from there, with WinRAR, you want to go to extract files. So extract files, and then just just hit OK, and then just let that do its thing. It doesn't take that long usually. In fact, I think things are already done at that point. So now you've done that, as you can see, that's so there is the mod. That's ideally what you want. So basically, you go in there, and that's ultimately what you want. So now you've done that, you basically want to take that to your mod folder for the game. So basically, what you want to do there is you want to find the game's directory, and just, it's pretty simple. Just go to the game or the mod manager, whatever, and then just right click the game, and then press open file location if it's not already open. So open that, and then that'll take you to where the game is located. And then from there, you want to go over to, give me a sec, you want to go over to mods. So you want to open mods, and then from there, you just want to drag the file, you just want to drag that into your mod file. And in theory, that should work. That should be working now. Okay, so next, to make sure everything's working right, you want to open up your mod manager and just check things over to make sure everything should be in theory working, but you basically want to just let everything check, let the mod manager check everything over just to make sure there's no issues or anything like that. So just let it do its thing, let it check, just do any updates or whatever. So just check things over, do all the mods and stuff, just let it do its thing, and so just let all that do its stuff. Okay, so that's pretty much done. So as you can see, here's all of the mods and stuff. That just shows you all the mods. So basically, after that's done, you want to find the mod that you've just installed, and then hit the tick box. And after that, you basically just want to hit save and play, and in theory that should work after that point. So just do everything I've done, then click the tick box, and then hit save and play, and that should in theory be working after that. And now it is the moment of truth to find out if the mod's really working. This is so I've tried to install the Chow gameplay mod, basically the mod that lets you lets you take your Chow with you in adventure fields and levels and stuff. So let's just take our Chow out here and see if it works. And success! Okay. As you can see, I have now brought Magnet with me. So that's basically how all this. That's basically how adding mods basically works. Just follow the steps I've shown you, and after that, basically, well, it works. It works with. That's how you basically get mods working. So with the Chow gameplay mod, for those who don't know, basically it's a mod that lets you basically take your Chow with you, so you can. So assuming you're still going through the game, basically, as long as you have access to the Chow Gardens and have Chow, basically you can go and get your Chow out of the garden, and then you can take them out of the garden, and if you press, basically if you press Y, you can basically have your Chow either go into follow mode or just wander around. So you can go around the game, and you can bring your little friends with you. They'll carry on acting as if, so they will carry on acting as if they were in the Chow Garden for the most part. They'll still wander around, they'll still occasionally draw stuff, they'll still do everything as if they were in the Chow Gardens, but it just means you can take them with you on your adventure. So you can take them through levels, as, let me just demonstrate. So if you go to Windy Valley, so as you can see, you can take your Chow with you through levels, and as you can see, your Chow will actually destroy enemies for you. At least he did there. Let's see if he does it again, but yes, your Chow will, I believe your Chow will attack for you randomly, I think. But yeah, you can just bring your Chow along with you for the adventure. Which, it definitely... I would have liked to have this during the Let's Play, but obviously that would have been impossible because it means I would have had to already showcase... I would have already had to have Chow already in time for the Let's Play, and obviously since the Chow Garden was one of the last things I showed in the Let's Play, that was clearly impossible, but... yeah, you can bring your Chow along with you for the journey. But yeah, that's basically how you install mods and get them working. Okay, I already showed this very, very briefly in the whole mod installation process, but this is the mod manager. This basically allows you to control, and this is what basically allows you to control various aspects of the game, as well as installing, controlling mods, deciding what mods you want to have in or not at a time. So again, this is where you do all of that. So here in the mods tab, this is where you choose all the mods you want active. As you can see, I do have a few mods that I have inactive right now, just for reasons basically. But yeah, here's where you decide all the mods. Simply, if you want to, any mods that you have in the list, again, you can go and get new ones if you want. I already showed how to do that, but here you can choose to activate or deactivate various mods, and basically to do that, just tick or untick the little box you see there, and then obviously press save or save and play. The mod manager does also double as a game launcher. I recommend, when launching the game, I recommend going through the mod manager as well before that. Just that way you can just make sure all the mods are up to date, as they do check regularly. As if you go to the mod config here, as you can see, there are various options here. You can, in updates, you can set the mods to update as frequent or as infrequent as you want. I do recommend that you have it auto check regularly, just to make sure that everything is always up to date. But again, this is entirely up to the user's preference. But anyway, going back to the mod manager, again, this is where you decide what mods you want on or not. Again, just tick or detick and then hit save and play, or just simply save. Some mods you can actually configure. For example, if you see here with the Emerald Customizer mod, some mods, not all of them, but some of them you can actually customize. So simply go to a mod that has that it's customizable, and then go to the config mod button here, which is the little spanner down here, or wrench as you Yanks might call them. But anyway, go down here, and that allows you to configure or deconfigure various. It allows you to choose various aspects of the mods. For example, here we get to choose what emeralds we want from various aspects. So there's all these different ones. There's the Sonic Adventure 2 emeralds, the Sonic Rush emeralds, the Generation emeralds, flat, wavy. There's a few things you can pick from here. Untouched is basically just the default Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure DX textures, I think, according to what graphics you're using, whether you prefer the original or the DX version. It's entirely up to you. But some mods you can completely reconfigure if you want. Again, just make all the changes and then press save to save your choice. Or if you decide not to, you can just go to cancel and that'll do that for you. So that's basically how you control mods. Now in codes, there's a bit more you can do here with codes. I'll speak about that in a bit. So here's all the game config where you can also decide various aspects about the game, like whether you want like windowed, full screen, aspect ratio. That's how you can control all of that. I just wanted to go over that very, very briefly. You can choose whether you want the game to pause when inactive, and all those other little options here are all here as well. So this does act as a game launcher and just general options for the game. Again, all entirely up to the user. But going back to codes, in here, in codes, there are various things you can choose. Like basically, in codes, you can basically try your hand at playing God if you want. Like there's a lot you can really do here. Like you can change various aspects and behaviors of the game. For example, you can turn up the player's hitbox by turning off the you can make it so players don't get hurt when hit. That basically turns off the player's hitbox. You can also have invincibility, which means the player can't get hit, and also if you go through an enemy, you'll destroy the enemy on contact. You can have a magnetic barrier, which is what you saw me doing in part 2 of the Chow guide, where I had rings coming towards me despite not having electrical shield. You can have all upgrades, disable music, disable subtitle events, disable voices, disable videos, have infinite underwater time, always underwater, have all emblems. As you can see, there's a lot of different stuff you can do in here. Basically, this menu here allows you to do multiple different things that change how the game basically behaves. Again, you can be invincible, you can get hit, you can have infinite rings, infinite lives, disable and re-enable various aspects of the game. You can choose whether you want to have all the characters unlocked in ventures, have all the characters unlocked in mission mode. If you want the once the story's over, whether you want the day and night cycle to do its thing, whether you want it to always be day or evening or night, all that's entirely up to you. So again, there's a lot you can do in here. There's also various things like you can turn off, you can make it so the D-pad increases the gravity and stuff. So you can walk on water, skip intro. Yeah, there's a lot you can do here. There's a lot you can mess around with, and I think the more mods you have, the more options you'll have in here, I think. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot you can do in here. There's a really lot you can do. And now let me give you a few examples of some of the things at the top of my head that this menu allows you to do. For example, these allow you to have the ability to breathe underwater indefinitely. Have the ability to walk on lava with no consequences. The ability to walk on water which would normally drown you. Infinite Tails Flight. Infinite Rod Tension. The ability to fly / super jump and make the levels far too easy. Like, seriously. With the super jump mods or the super jump code, like, look how easy you can complete the level. Like, yeah, basically, if you do this, winning the A and B level is like child's play at this point. Like, look how easy that was.
Yes.
Remember this infamous mission? Yep. Without the super jump mod, there was no way I could have completed this one. See, there's where we need to be, and yep, I just keep pressing down the A button to super jump, and eventually, yep, there's the flags, there's the rings. That's what you need to cross to complete the mission, by the way. But yep, if it wasn't for the super jump mod, I never would have done that one. No way. Another way you can cheat the game and make it impossible to lose is if you look at the top screen there, if you look at my time, I've disabled the time. Yes, another way you can cheat the game if you want is by turning up the time so basically it's stuck on 1 second indefinitely. So basically, it basically means that you're guaranteed the emblem no matter what you do. But that's another way you can cheat the game, just by turning off the clock so it's 1 or 0 seconds indefinitely. And in Gamma's case, the reverse is true. So, like with anyone where you need to, like basically, with Gamma the reverse is true. So with everyone else, you'll have infinite low time, but with Gamma, you can have a reverse, so it's infinite high time. So basically, if you're ever having trouble getting the emblem for A and B levels, this cheat mod will basically help out with that. And yeah, this is always something that I had to fall back on in events I had trouble with the emblems, but yeah, with Sonic and anyone else, basically you can have infinite low time, and with Gamma you can have infinite high time. So that basically makes the A and B levels pretty much fail-proof. Okay, this is the No Limit mod. Basically, it's a mod that allows every character to go. Basically, it removes all limits and restrictions. It basically lets characters get into places that they wouldn't normally be able to. For example, in Hot Shelter. So basically, so obviously, as you know, Sonic isn't usually able to get into Hot Shelter. It's basically using Amy's version of the Hot Shelter, pretty much. From what I can tell, yes. Except it's I don't know. It's using somewhat of Amy's version of Hot Shelter. Now keep in mind that just because you can get into areas that you shouldn't be able to, doesn't mean it's always going to work, because keep in mind that a lot of the stuff in this level is designed for like Amy's movements in particular, so just because you can go here as Sonic doesn't mean that you're going to be able to beat the level, because I think I have been here before, and I think when we got to like certain springs, like obviously Amy's a lot slower than Sonic, so I think there are some springs that don't quite work, that don't have the same, they don't fling you as far as what we do with Amy, just because, again, Amy's a very different character. Her movement's very, very different compared to Sonic. So naturally, these special levels need to accommodate for the character's abilities and movements in particular. So let me just play a little bit of a level just to show that, like, yeah, some of them work, but let's just see how much of a level we can actually complete as Sonic. I don't think we'll be able to complete the full thing, but we'll give it a shot. But I do remember there was eventually a point that we can't complete. I do remember that at least. So let's see. Actually, can I? Okay, yeah, I don't even need that cog. But let's see how much of this we can complete. But yeah, basically this mod it just basically allows characters to get into levels and areas that they wouldn't normally be able to. So it allows Sonic to get into Hot Shelter. It allows yeah, I think we're getting to the point where I was stopped before. I think somewhere around here-ish, I think. But yeah, you can still... Okay, so yeah, you can't really use the handles because, again, that's one of Amy's mechanics, and do not really, you know, you only really use the handle as Amy. So these levels really are designed for particular characters. But yeah, these levels are really designed for particular characters in mind to accommodate for their abilities and stuff. So it's not always going to work. For example, let's see. Yeah, see that spring doesn't fling you as far because Amy's movements are a lot different from Sonic's. So the springs don't send you as far as what they do for Amy, just because, again, different character, you know, different levels. This, you know, again, this is one of Amy's levels. This level was built with Amy in mind. So just because you can go to a particular level as a different character doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work. Because again, different mechanics for different characters. So it's a nice idea in mind, but not all. Just because you can go to those levels, you wouldn't not be able to. Just because you can doesn't mean that they're going to be completely playable. But it also means you can get into other spots that you couldn't as other characters. For example, you can't usually get in here as Sonic, and yet you can. So basically, it basically removes any restrictions and limits that you had as other characters. It basically removes all of them. So any areas that would normally be locked as specific characters are now unlocked as a result of the no limits mod. So basically it means anyone can go anywhere, but unfortunately because of certain levels being built with specific characters in mind, it means yes, you can go there, but it doesn't mean that you'll be able to play the levels as you would expect, because again, different levels are built with different characters in mind. This is the Dreamcast DLC mod. Okay, so the Dreamcast DLC mod is basically a mod that adds in some random DLC from the Dreamcast version of the game. It's just little random events, like it is configurable. You can actually configure it to have a special event, or it can be randomized. You can choose to have it off during main stories, so that you can either have it in the main story or after the stories are finished. That's entirely up to you. Now, obviously you can configure it to your heart's content. Obviously I've turned it off. It is completely configurable what you want to do with it. I've turned it off. So basically it adds different like little events, like seasonal events. For example, it's got various events like Christmas events, a Halloween event. It's got it's got Christmas events, which basically adds Christmas trees about the place, where if you bump into them, it'll have a little Christmas message from Sonic Team and SAGA, and also play Jingle Bells on loop, which can get kind of annoying. And yeah, I turned that off during that just because of how, yeah, basically the reason I turned this off until now is just because I would keep running into Christmas trees and it would play Jingle Bells on a loop, and it won't turn off unless you load a new part of the map, which got pretty annoying. So yeah, that's the main reason why I've not seen it until now. But yeah, it's got two Christmas events. It's got a Halloween event. It's got various little minigame events where basically there's a little balloon type thing here where you hit it and then it starts a countdown, and a number of things you have to collect that are dotted around the place for you to collect. Like so there's stuff like this, which have little messages. Yep, it has little messages from the Dreamcast development team. Yeah, so this was, I think, the Dreamcast. I think this was probably from the this is probably like the American release, I think, because of the orange swirl. In Europe, obviously, it was a blue swirl due to I think a potential copyright issue, because there was a in Europe there is, like in Germany, there's a company that has a orange swirl, so because of that they had to have a blue swirl. But this is the American Dreamcast kind of event, celebrating the release of the Dreamcast in America. There's also one for Europe, and I think the Japanese one's also in here as well. I don't know. But there's the Christmas one, which again has random Christmas trees you can run into, and it'll play Jingle Bells on a loop, but I turned it off because it was kind of annoying. But yeah, it has a few different things here. Yeah, I thought it was worth showing. I thought it was worth showing off just because it's kind of cool, and I'm glad it gave us this one instead of the Dreamcast, instead of the Christmas one, because that would have gotten pretty annoying. But yeah, I thought it was worth showing this off real quick. And that's going to about do it for this final extra of Sonic Adventure. That's the end of this entire series. So whether you were just here for the main series or stuck around for the extras, I hope you enjoyed regardless. Next Let's Play after this is probably, I think it's probably going to be the More. There's a whole bunch of other plans I've got, like there's the More, there's the Halo Saga with Aragorn, there's the Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius games as well, so I've got a lot planned, Undertale as well. But regardless if you were just here for the main series or stuck around for the extras, either way, I hope you enjoyed. This last little extra where I just showed a bunch of mods and cheat codes. The main reason I'm out here is because Station Square has got the basically the Christmas DLC is active, and I have a terrible track record of crashing into Christmas trees, and I don't really want to deal with that. It's kind of annoying. So yeah, so that's gonna do it for this last little video. Sorry it took a little while to make. Yeah, this one took a little longer to make than usual, just because I was basically the reason it took so long for this one to be made was because I was doing all of this all while my kitchen was being made. The new kitchen was being built, which is almost complete. So I was working all throughout that, which was pretty exhausting, both mentally and physically. So yay, go me! Honestly, it's such a relief to finally have it done. Like, I think it's gonna be done in just a couple more days. Like, it's just like the flooring's done, the cupboard's done, the tiles are done, the sink is done. Pretty much, there's just really painting and a little bit of painting and like painting and just, you know, last minute bits and pieces. But other than that, the kitchen's pretty much almost done. So yeah, I'm really surprised to have done all that. I mean, while they were here, I was trying to sleep it off as much as possible because it is really exhausting for me especially. So I was mostly trying to sleep for all of it, and then luckily I was still able to get bits and pieces done while after they'd gone. But either way, it was pretty exhausting. But anyway, that is going about to do it for this last little video of Sonic Adventure. Once again, I hope you enjoyed, whether you were here for the main story or here for the extras as well. Whatever the case, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you look forward to my next bunch of Let's Plays I have planned. I'm going to wait till the kitchen's completely finished before I start that, but either way, there's not long left to go. But either way, as always, thank you guys for watching, thank you for tuning in, and I will see all of you guys in my next Let's Play. Until then, have a good day, you guys!